Hello, good afternoon. It's like good afternoon, good evening.
Well, yeah. Hi, Steve. Hello, everyone. I did the same. I just did a live in my Facebook group, and I straight away said good morning, and it was
Did
six
you?
o'clock.
I know I went up the hospital yesterday for a physio, and I said to him, "Good morning," and I thought, "Oh, that's all right." And when they came back again, I said, "Good evening," and I thought, "What am I doing?" It's senile dementia. It's all this senile dementia what I'm getting in. Look, I was thinking about talking about overeating.
Right.
Now, the trouble is about overeating. Let me get my notes up. Actually, I have got notes this time. I usually do it off the cuff, but I don't. Hold on a second. So I'm going to talk about overeating because it's a lot going on at the moment about overeating, and because we're home and for the COVID and everything.
Yeah.
So, how do we get rid of overeating?
Well, you have to work on it a little, and I think we've mentioned this before. We spoke about portion sizes, didn't we?
Yeah,
And one of the easiest ways to do it is actually to buy a smaller plate, because then you can't load so much food onto the plate. But to you, visually, it looks like a nice big pile of food still,
yeah,
rather
yeah,
than getting a big
yeah,
plate and minimising the amount of food you put on it. If you've got white space on your plate, you're going to feel like you're not having enough to eat. But you will just need to take back control. You need to be able to say, no, I've had enough.
yeah. But that's how I do, isn't it?
Yeah, I was
But
just about to say, but obviously that's hard to do. And I'm going to let you into one of my secrets.
oh, come then.
If I've got a plate of food and I really enjoy it, I will continue eating until I'm nearly fit to burst.
But
Because,
that's overeating, though, isn't it?
yeah. So even I, as a primal health coach, I can still do it. But how uncomfortable I feel afterwards is enough to make me think twice. Sometimes I act on it and sometimes I don't. But when your stomach is jam-packed full of food, you can hardly move. It doesn't actually have that much room to digest properly. And it ends up sitting in your stomach for far too long, and it can start to ferment. Steve, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
It looks like you're watching something flying through the room.
I tell you what I'm doing is that my carer's just walked in.
Oh no, this is badly timed then.
No, we're all right. Don't worry,
Okay.
we're all right. We're all right. So anyway, what's been so because that's what it was. That's all. It's not a problem, don't worry. But what I find is when someone is overeating, they will eat and eat and eat until they finish their plate. They get so bloated, right? Then all of a sudden, about an hour later, they're hungry. Is that how come?
They're not hungry. That's that brain thing going on again, Steve. Their belly will still be jam-packed full of food, but that's your cravings kicking in. And we've spoken about the cravings a few times now, haven't we? It's that craving. It's the brain telling you to eat more food. And it could be a couple of reasons, depending on the time of day. It's worse at night.
Mm.
But if you have anything with sugar or grain-based product or potato, it's very high in starch and sugar, and it will raise blood sugar, and your body will do its best to bring that blood sugar back down, and it can overcompensate and take too much, and then you're left without any fuel in your blood. So it could be your brain telling you to eat more food because the blood sugar's been drawn out. It could just be these cravings kicking in because your brain loves all that kind of food. And if you're eating it and then you stop, your brain's like, hold on a minute, I was enjoying that. So it won't be belly hunger.
No.
It will have everything to do with cravings or being driven. Your body's driving you to want to consume more food for a reason.
Yeah.
But you do have the chance to say, no, I'm not having any more. I know my belly is full.
Yeah, but it's tempting though, isn't it?
Of course it is. That's
It's
why you have
tempting
to
to.
be strong and you have to know that why. Why do you want to do it?
You always come up with the why, don't you? You always
You
come
need
up with.
it. You need it to see you through. If you don't have your why, if you don't realize why you're doing it, if you don't know why you're doing it, it's really hard because you think, oh, there's nothing important to keep you focused.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
What are the what's the signs of eating enough then?
What's
So
what,
you
sorry?
what are the signs when you're full up, right? And you've eaten enough. What are the signs? What do
It's
you
the fact that you want to eat more food.
right, okay.
That is the sign, because it won't be anything else. You know that your belly's still full, because your belly doesn't empty in an hour. It can take maybe 3 to 4 hours for a meal, depending on what you've consumed. So if you've had a big plate of food and you've got protein on there and some fat, then it's going to take more than an hour to empty, without any doubt. So you know you're not hungry it's not belly hunger.
Yeah, but it's like it takes like usually takes like 4 hours, doesn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, it can do, depending on what you've eaten. Yeah, the fat and protein in food slows down the digestion and absorption and the emptying out of your stomach. Fat, protein are good for that. But if you've had maybe a bowl of pasta or some rice or something that's really broken down already, like soup's a fine example, because it's already been blitzed. There's not much digesting needs to take place. It's already blitzed into a smooth. That can empty out quite quickly. But if you've got a belly full of protein and fat, which your body has to break down, that will take longer.
How about juicing, like fruit juice or um, I don't know, a glass of wine?
Yeah, well, the juices, yeah, they will empty out quite quickly. So if you are blitzing and juicing, it's really important to keep all the little bits in it. I know you can get juices which take all the pulp out. It's best to keep that pulp in, because
Yeah.
that's the fibre from the fruit and veggies, and that's what helps to keep you fuller for longer. Otherwise, it's just like drinking maybe a big glass of water. It doesn't sit for too long in your belly, does it? It empties out, drains out quite quickly. So if you're blitzing, juicing, yeah, keep the bits.
Mm.
Definitely
Mm.
keep the bits. And you need
Okay.
that as well. That's your fibre. That's your good fibre.
What the good fibre is it?
Yeah, yeah. Your good gut bugs love that fibre. So it's what?
So I
So
tell you what.
it's, go on. What are you laughing at? What's going on there behind the scenes?
Well, I'll tell you what's going on the scenes, guys. I'll tell you what's doing the scenes. What it is, we got for my carer not to kind of like she comes in if I'm doing this, they usually come in and do stuff and everything and so what happened was that she was out in the kitchen to get a drink, and instead of walking by, she crawled on the floor to go out the kitchen. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so yeah, but it's so funny. But no, it's so anyway. How do you stop overeating then?
You have to be strong, or you have to. One other way you could do it is to portion out your food. Keep it in the freezer. Get your dinner out, and then that's all you can eat, your dinner, because everything else is frozen, kind of thing.
Right. So say if you kind of like you're eating and all of a sudden you can't finish your plate, right? So all of a sudden you just put it in the microwave or the oven or something, and you got to eat it back up. And they said I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, or is it a wind up? Is when they put it in the microwave or the oven, right? That could that is more calories, is it?
Oh no, no.
No.
No, I don't know whether you mean the cooked and cooled thing. Have you heard about the cooked and cooled?
No, go
So
on.
quite a few starches like potato, rice and pasta, if you cook it and cool it, the structure changes. So I think it's something to do with the fat binding to the glucose of the food, the starch.
Right,
And
okay.
it means there's less carbohydrate available to use as a fuel. There's more starch in there, there's more fiber.
Right.
Resistant starch it's called. So basically your body doesn't break it down. That's cooked and cooled, but no.
But
I've
yeah,
never no.
no, that's what I thought. But you
No.
got to watch the starch food, though, ain't you? You really got watch all starchy foods, though, ain't you?
Yes, you have. Yes, the rice and the pasta and the potato and the root tubers. Yeah, quite high in starch, and the starch will raise your blood sugar, causing an insulin response.
Right. Okay.
And it's really important to, even if you just forget about weight, for your health, your blood sugar spiking a number of times a day is really, really bad for your health. Frequent gushes of insulin into the system, not good.
So if you get hang on for a second. With the insulin, then if you're like having starchy food, and you got insulin inside you, that would take you over the top, would it? Take you like
No, because the insulin draws the blood sugar down. So when you're eating starch, blood sugar rises, insulin is released into the system, and the insulin reduces the amount of sugar in your blood.
and your blood sugars go down then, does it?
Yes. Yes, insulin. Yes, insulin.
Yeah.
What insulin does, it takes hold of the fuel in the blood and it shuttles it out of the blood into storage, basically.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a life-saving mechanism, but if you're doing that a number of times a day, then it's really bad for your health.
Right. Okay. The signs and symptoms of calories. What are the signs and symptoms of calories?
In what respect?
Diet.
Who's asking that question?
Link on my Facebook, my website.
I don't really understand the question.
Yeah, can you come back? Can you come back again, please, Luke, and tell us what the actual question is? Because that's a bit confusing. I am 42. I am 22 stone. How do I control my calories? I eat a lot of chocolate, and sometimes I aim for the cover to get the biscuits at night. I intend to eat mostly at night before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I do. That's what I do.
The worst time for a few reasons that would be, and a lot of it is to do with what you've eaten previously, and it will set the cravings going. Your body's starting to slow down, so your blood sugar's coming down anyway to get you ready for bed, and that drives the cravings. But the food you consume is driving those cravings as well. So it's really important to try and get a grip on all of the foods which raise your blood sugar, because it's those that are driving these cravings, and your brain loves all that kind of food.
Yeah.
So the sugar, the pasta, the rice, and it's your brain kidding you. So you would need to start. Who was the name of that last?
Sorry, Rose.
Rose.
Yeah, she's on my website. Yeah.
Oh, I love that name, Rose. It's so pretty. Yeah, you will just need to start reducing down the amount of food that you eat, Rose, and limit it. So, if you are having nibbles in the evening, instead of maybe having half a packet of biscuits, then reduce that down to a quarter of the packet and take your time over it. This is something that a lot of people don't do. Take your time over what you're eating. So really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. Stretch it out. Don't just shovel it all in. Take your time. Really enjoy it. Savor every mouthful. Slow
Because that was
down.
that's my next question. See, because when someone's really kind of like big as I am, right? They attempt to kind of stuff their food down so quick because bigger people get more hungry, don't they?
Yeah, but you can still eat at a slower rate. You can still eat the same amount, but slow it down. And it doesn't change anything to do anything. It doesn't change your weight. It doesn't change how you consume that food or how you digest it. But
Yeah.
it gives you more pleasure. And you might decide, oh, do you know, I've actually had enough of that now because you've taken the time to enjoy it. And that is one way of being able to say, oh, I have had enough. You feel satisfied.
Mm. But that's bloating, though, isn't it? If you kind of scuff it, you get bloated, though, won't you?
Yeah, but that's the food itself causing the bloating. And obviously, if you've eaten so much, you've got a great big bulk, that's going to be sitting in your stomach. But
Yeah.
any added bloating is to do with what you've eaten. And as well, because if you eat too much and your stomach is full up, it doesn't have room to digest properly. So it sits and it ferments, causing gases, and that can cause bloating as well. So it's the quantity, but it's because the food doesn't have room to digest.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah, so
So,
ideally
yeah.
you shouldn't eat to the point that you're full, physically full, because then you are asking for trouble with the bloating, and it's fermenting and causing gases.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And plus, flatulence. Or what's it called? Another word for farting.
bottom burps,
No, it's flatulence.
flatulence,
Is that what it's called?
flatulence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, that
remember
can happen.
that can it? That can really
Yeah,
happen. Yeah, because it's the gases and everything.
yeah.
And where are we? Oh, right. Okay. So if the oh yeah, yeah, gassy drinks, right? So someone told me today. They said, Steve, I drink a lot of lemonade, Coke. Well, I'll still drink Coke, but I've gone down on my Coke now. But they drink a lot of Coke. What are you looking at me like that for? I'm getting a dirty look off you now.
No, I'm listening with interest. I'm waiting for the question.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is this: a lot of I. Someone said to me today, I drink a lot of Coke and a lot of lemonade, right? And the trouble is, when they come to eating time, they can't eat because they feel bloated already before they have any food. Can that happen?
Well, the quantity of fluids can a quantity of fluid in your stomach can dampen your appetite without any doubt. But if he's on like full sugar juices, or he's using the artificial sweetened Coke and lemonade and whatever, the sugar and the artificial sweeteners can actually really disrupt gut bugs, and that can give you that feeling of bloating as well.
Right. Okay.
It,
Right.
it will be like a disturbance in the stomach and further on down, and just that horrible feeling of discomfort. But it might be the gases, might be the quantity of fluid. And the only way they'll know if they test it out with water instead. If they spend 2 or 3 days just drinking water but the same quantity, that will be able to give them an idea of whether it is the fizzy pop or not.
Okay. Now, let's leave that topic. I want to tell you about my topic. You keep asking me questions. I went to hospital yesterday for physiotherapy. And when I went to physio, what they do is they measure your stomach, they measure your everywhere, they measure your legs and everything, for measurements, right? To see if you lost like weight or if you lost water in your legs and everything again. So anyway, I did, right? So I'm on track for that. But what they did say to me afterwards is this: that I've got to start moving around more, right? And one of the ideas they give, what are you laughing at? One of the ideas now is that I've got to make Michelle, right, cups of tea and coffee, right? And I said to one of them, I said, I haven't done that since I met her, right? I haven't even.
Good Lord.
Yes, honestly, I'm being honest. And Michelle's here, she'll tell you. And I said, so I coughed. And my carer came out, right? And she said, do you think that Stephen will kind of like make his wife a cup of coffee? I don't think so. And she was totally right. It was, I haven't. When was the last? When was the last time I made you a cup of coffee? There you go. I haven't.
It would be a good incentive, though, wouldn't it, to get you up and out and moving?
Of course it would. Yeah. I do.
You're going to do it?
I do move. So then they got me some seated exercises. I do move, honestly. I do move. Yes, I do. Don't kick the nuts of her.
Where's your microphone, Steve? Because it keeps going a bit muffled.
Hello, is that better?
Yeah.
So what happens is, why it goes muffled for? Because I don't want to give you any more information.
It was down inside your collar.
Yeah, no. But what I'm trying to say is, they gave me some seated exercises, right?
Oh, yes.
Right, that's what they do. And they said, if you've got a tin of beans and a tin of peas at home, right, and you're not fully mobilised, and I said, well, I am because I can walk around. Go to get with a tin of beans and tin of peas I get, right?
Yeah.
Or go to the fridge freezer and get frozen peas or something. But then I thought, I'm going to get away with it, yeah? Then the last question what they said to me was this. You know that you're moving about, you know that you're moving around now, don't you? I said, yeah. They said, forget about the cup of tea or the coffee. Cook her a meal. What cheeky, isn't it?
Oh, Steve, you'd have been better off just accepting the tea and coffee. Now you've got to cook a meal.
No, I won't. I just order it.
Oh, no.
I'll just order a meal. That's what I've done before to somebody.
Oh, dear.
A romantic dinner for two, you know. It's not funny, is it?
No. Just do the tea and coffee thing then. If she wants a drink.
Yeah, I'll make her a tea and a coffee. Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, your message come up. Hang on for a second. She's put a message up.
Hello, Cheryl.
He has not done the exercise yet, though.
Oh, have you not done your exercises today?
No, I'll tell you why. Do it tonight? I put the shit in. What? Right, come here, give it to me. I'll show. Hang on for a second. Look. This is the seated exercises.
Oh, fab.
See?
Excellent.
And that's what I go, and that's what they give me. So it's no excuse.
Yeah, good.
See? And it says there in black and white. What does it say there in black and white? It says make
Hey.
your husband a
Oh,
cup of tea and cup of coffee every hour.
Husband.
Oh no, your wife. Then down the bottom down here, it says wait upon him hand and foot. What do you think about that?
but what she's got to do it, you've got to do it.
It says here, your wife should do everything for you.
No, that's wrong.
I'm only joking.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, Liz, it's gone too quick again, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna those exercises. That's what I was gonna say. Those chair exercises. That's a great way of getting your body moving.
Of course it is, yeah.
Because it takes the pressure off certain areas and it gets your blood flowing. Yeah. And if your blood is flowing, it can help to lower any puffiness or any water retention.
Yeah, of course. What I'm going to do, I'm going to speak to somebody first, and then I will talk to you in a bit. All right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much once again. He has not done the exercise yet, though. No, but I'm planning to. This was given to me yesterday. Okay?
You should have done it this morning.
I should have done it this morning. Well, yes, I should have done it this morning, but
there's time yet.
Yeah, there's time yet, so I will definitely do it. Don't worry. It's not.
Good.
It's not thingy. Anyway, Liz, thank you very much, and I will speak to you in a bit.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.